Well, alright, it's March someday. I think it's March 25th, 26th. And I went to the doctor this morning. I had been wanting to kind of try and do my speech. I want to be able to do my speech sooner at Doc Hammershook Old Plaza. And the surgeon, they got this all split up, but he says, he seems to be saying earliest I can get cut up, it'd be the 6th. No, in 6 months, 6 months, 6 whole months. I'm going to have to find my vision spot in my head and do all the deep breathing in the world to be able to make it 6 months to get there with the best drug medicines and care you got possible make up. I just don't know how I'm going to do it. It's going to be real hard. Anyway, so it was a pretty good day. I found this old piece of paper with people's phone numbers on it. An old number of people, Bob Lecterman, a filmmaker, commercial DP in New York. A lot of bought his truck. We bought his truck, film truck I used to be a gaffer and grip all in New York. And I talked to him for a while. That was great to talk to him. And then but, you know, I was telling the doctor what he was saying. Well, I heard him, but I didn't want to hear it. And so anyway, then I've been sleeping. Now I'm up for my radio show. And we got a band and bomb. I've been asking around people who are in university settings, ask their students to get behind the proactive civil demonstration concept of the powerful people. You know, it's soft power, kind of, but it's action, it's theater, art and theater. And in particular, I expect the dropping of tulips and candied popcorn in bags on Iranians and Israelis on the same day at the same time. It'd be a work of theater, art, politics that would have the effect of showing that there are more people in the world than the Israelis and the Iranians. You know, we got to get together and get along. And the Iranians are, in fact, I think as Persians, perfectly suited to react to that sort of thing. Of course, I kind of bypass any concern over their religious mullahs. I think we've about had that with them, and I just feel like ignoring them. But they're there, and we know it, but let's just see how it goes. They're acts. It has to be an act. We can't keep confusing things by talking too much. After a while, nobody wants to hear it. That's why you have these wars. We can do better than a war. We can do a proactive civil demonstration. I guess some people call this, what, song? The Brigadier song? What was that group? I think Common Dreams wrote about them being an Occupy, trying to do further on creative ways, you know, of demonstrating power and hope, thoughts, change, prevent war. Oh, I love to hear that jet too. Anyway, that was one thing. Now, what I have been doing on Transcendian television is I worked with a tape recorder. I worked with a tape recorder for a long time. I was influenced by Andy Warhol, who said he was married to the tape recorder, and I used to get Interview magazine. And I always liked gadgets, you know. Anyway, I don't know if it was more I just got tape recorders because I like to get tape recorders, walkie-talkies, any kind of thing. I wasn't too concentrated on it, but that's where paperboy money went, that kind of junk. I always be trying to buy something cheap or expecting too much. But at any rate, this here is a tape number 7. It says Transcendian tape number 7. I want to see what's on here. We'll discuss that a little bit, and we'll return and end the show. This show, I try and keep them. That's something.
Missing persons.
Yeah, we don't want to hear that. That's made by some band. We can't play any of their music. Let's see what we got. We want to find me talking, because there were people talking. What do we got? on Transcendian tape number 7. We have something there wrong. Let's see what. I tell you, maybe. That was a favorite song of a lot of people. Missing Persons? Nancy Alex, what can you tell us about this song?
LA band, Dale, Benozio. I met her in Aspen. I think I danced with her at a club. Sort of post-me romantic.
Well, let's see. I would let this tape recorder just go and go and go.
Show a scene where
here.
guy's paying off this girl, so that she'll run up and kiss this other guy while his girlfriend is sure to see, so he can move in on the other girl. That's his plan. They have a rough time in the hallways between classes, 2 or 3 classes.
Yeah.
So 3 classes in between, so you got 3 scenes right there.
Yeah.
He sees her, she ignores him. He sees her and him together.
Yeah.
And when he goes back to that girl in the 3rd scene, and lunchtime there's a confrontation.
Wow. What am I making up here? Some kind of movie?
And you got 3 scenes through the other periods.
I must have been making something up there. That must be notes on something. Let's see what else we got on here. Just random. Maybe we'll wrap this.
Young boy with shining flashlight into outer space. Another planet. Weird. Outer space. Young boy shining flashlight into outer space.
I know what it is. It's a cartoon of one boy on one planet shining his flashlight into outer space, and another kid on another planet shining his flashlight in outer space, and the flashlight beams meeting in the middle and eating each other's flashlights backwards till their heads explode.
Weekend Fantasy, you want that one? Wicked Sensations, Woman in Love.
We'll find out. Picking porno out to watch. That might have been what that was like.
Sounds like you were talking about D.H. Lawrence.
The first April Fool's Day party.
That was a good party.
And my brother and I had a
April Fool's is coming up. April Fool's is a Transcendian national holiday.
Fool's Day party.
Who's the John? Captain Uvar? John. His name was John. I remember he did the Scoop Right film where he spliced every single film.
Oh, John Purcell.
Yeah, he was there.
There's women in flowers. Well, I can't see past them. When this lady...
That sounded like Abby Cadis.
No, it's got Ed Eddie.
Oh, Ed. Of course, it was Ed. No, it was...
Battaglia.
Absolutely.
And we're all talking about the first April Fool's Day party where we all sat around and sang and got drunk, commiserated over a year later over my loss of Nikki when it broke my heart, made a big fool of me. I hadn't even explained then the full reason behind it, but everybody knew I was kind of broke up about it.
I never intended to be here. And what was Mrs. Adams? She was the maid of honor's mother. And
well, folks, I think that's enough for today. Don't you think that's enough for today? We've discovered a lost tape which gives deep insight into the mind and experiences with a young author as he was developing Transcendian theories and developing the nation before he had even discovered the prime main mistakes of his life and his thinking and had corrected them, before he was a fully matured theologian and political artist.
Or at Nightline, they sometimes have Soviet spokesmen. You see that? There's this one song, guys.
Hey, before we cut it, do you think there'll ever be a Transcendian hoodie?
There already is. I already sell those on my website.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go to transcendia.org and you can buy a Transcendian hoodie. It's got a small flag on the chest. It's a great quality hoodie. And I tell you, my idea about hoodies is, while they're very practical, I don't know that in some neighborhoods they would be recommended wearing. You would be recommended. It's like a bunch of guys in suits might necessarily not go. Well, a guy alone in a real good suit would not necessarily want to walk around the worst neighborhood and advertise these guys money ain't got no protection. Say, listen, you got 5 guys in suits, you know, in a bad neighborhood, they're all right, you know, 5 guys in police uniform, 1 guy. Ideally, you got 1 guy and 2 guys, and ideally, you don't even leave the armed guys alone in their police uniforms, you know. But 5 guys in a hoodie or 1,000,000 guys in hoodies, they don't seem to have a big problem now, do they? So you better figure out, you know, you wear appropriate to what you're doing, you know. That's just Transcendian does have a uniform. I have some uniform concepts for the Transcendian. The Transcendian is best off wearing blue jeans and boots and a white shirt and blue suspenders, you know, looking kind of, you know.
And sort of a pilot-y looking jacket.
I don't know.
Kind of a navy jacket with trim.
Clothing, but he wants to look good, you know.
Neat and fresh, chic, crisp.
A man made it so. A woman, be quiet.
Well, Transcendia is the very best sort of gang.
Gang. Well, we're not going to. I go by the name organization. So I'm set back, scared for my life. I'm fighting for my life because of the arthritis tearing my bones apart, all the pain, and I have to do all kind of. It's hard to survive, but I'm behind a drone, passenger drone project. The Pocket Airport going to fly. I'm volunteering to fly on that passenger robot drone from IGX Horace Williams to RDU and back and forth. I'll fly there in that little, you know, robot plane that they got ready, me going. I'll go there. I will. I promise.
Well, if you pass the physical.
I don't need a physical. I'm a passenger.
Okay.
Thing ain't even going over 2,000 feet anyway. AGL. You know. All right. Love you. Thank you very much.